Doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
How's it,
Harry?
There's a young lady here who works in sales who has she has one of the books, and she says she's going to bring it over. I forget her name.
Is it Jen?
What's her name?
Is it Jen? Because I've got her book if it's Jen.
Okay, because she says does she send a picture as well?
Yes, she did.
She has a picture of you holding her when she was 4 years old.
Yeah, it's right here. Which one of these? One of these is mine.
Well, how old is she now?
she's a lot older than that.
She's a little older than that.
How about that, huh?
That's something. That's her, 4 years old.
Yeah, she's got to be 30.
How you been, man?
I'm doing fine. You're doing pretty good.
I have some headphones, and can I get right by you right here? My assistant left all this stuff over here.
Look at that.
That's something.
She asked if you could sign the picture and the book.
All right.
And then this one's mine, if you don't mind. Leo has already been good enough to sign it. My son got you to sign that when you were doing. It was right after the book came out, and he worked for Channel 9. He's a
Really?
videographer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I have
And that's a first edition, first printing.
I need to get
How
a
about
copy
that?
of a book signed by my good friend Leo, who I haven't seen in, what's it been, 20, 30 years?
No, I don't know.
At least a year or two.
At least not since I think
But
he
it's
came
not
to get
that-
Moon's equipment. No.
Yeah. How's he doing? I haven't talked to Moon in forever.
Oh, he's doing all right. You know, he's working with the competition now. So.
And my mother worked under you at DHH back in the 80s. She also worked under Romer and under Foster too, but she ended up being director of the nursing for the LSU hospital system. She kind of worked her way up.
Well, tell her I hope I was nice to her.
Well, no, she wanted me to tell you hello, that you wouldn't remember her, but she certainly remembers you.
Well, that's nice of her.
She lives in Florida now. She's retired and lives with her husband in Florida.
So we're going to light these, right? Just like we normally would? Okay. All right. I can get these cords untangled.
Yeah, everything was quiet on the monitors, yes.
This station used to be owned by the Manships.
It did.
Yes, it did. Many years ago.
Yes. In spite of all they ever did to me, when I was in Congress, I helped pass a law which made it possible for them to maintain. They had a radio station, a newspaper, and a TV station, and there was an effort in Congress to force those localities to sell off some of it.
Right.
And we managed to grandfather them in and let them keep all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
They remembered me in editorials a long time after that.
You ready? All right, Governor, we're going to get you to, could we get that mic a little bit closer to him? Just position it. Yeah. Just pull it in. There you go.
Like you're a DJ.
There you go. So let's just
want to turn on your mic, I believe.
I know it.
Would you like this level?
Yes, that's perfect. Are you ready to record?
Ready.
All right, former Governor Edwin Edwards here with us live in studio. First of all, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you.
Get your mic on over there.
I'm not hearing him. Is it on?
It's you can do it's recording. You can hear.
Okay.
All right, let's turn it on. All right, let's do that again.
Start over.
Just so I can hear you through the headphones here. All right, we're now talking with former Governor Edwin Edwards. What's that? All right. We're talking with former Governor Edwin Edwards here live in studio. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. Pleased to be here and extend my best wishes to all of your listeners.
You have been making the media rounds over the last couple of weeks or so, and tell us about that, getting to meet people, pressing flesh again in around Louisiana, getting married. It's been a busy couple of weeks for you, huh?
Yes, but I like being busy, and I'm very, very pleased with the reaction I get from the media and from people in general. It makes me feel very good. After all, I've been through a lot and have come from a very unfavorable environment, and to get the reception that I have here has been very, very surprising, but very, very wonderful.
You are the only four-term governor in this state's history. You are a former congressman. Back in the 70s, people talked about you being a potential presidential candidate. You are one of Louisiana's more colorful figures in terms of personality. People don't know a whole lot about folks from Louisiana, but they know your name. You've got sound bites 20 miles long that are out there that we could go through. When you got into politics in the beginning, and you looked at the length and breadth of your career, what were you hoping to accomplish?
I hope to accomplish something that I thought nobody had ever tried before, and that is to weld the people of the state into one group, not North and South, not Protestant and Catholic, but recognize that all of us have the same desires. We want to live in peaceful communities, we want to send our children to good schools, we want to be able to work and care for ourselves, and that's a common desire of every decent human being. And I thought for a long time as a young Cajun boy growing up that there was too much division among our people, Catholic versus Protestant, North versus South, black versus white. And in truth and in fact, we're all one people. And I think in some extent, I was able to accomplish that, and I'm very proud of it.
Your biggest accomplishment, in your opinion? Give me something specific.
The writing and adoption of the new Constitution. It was something that was long overdue and had been tried before unsuccessfully. We were the first state in 25 years to write and adopt the Constitution on the first try, and it made it possible to consolidate state government from 265 agencies into 20 departments and provided for more efficient and less costly government.
There's a lot of talk nowadays about perhaps doing that again. Any thoughts on another constitution for the state?
I don't know. I've kind of lost touch with what's going on. The Constitution, I think, has been amended probably 15 or 20 times since it was written, and whether or not it requires a new one, I couldn't tell you. I do know that the present Constitution provides the framework for the legislature if it wishes to address the problems of the state. A lot of times legislators like to bucket to the people in a constitutional amendment and have them vote on it rather than bite the bullet and vote on controversial issues.
What about the status of politics right now? Congress is rated at an all-time low. Less than 20% of the people who have thoughts about Congress think positively of them. Presidents consistently are held around 40% in terms of their own popularity. People are not a fan of politics right now. The rise of the Tea Party movement is largely because people don't like politicians and are not in love with the entire political system. You were a member of that system for a long time. What do you think about it right now, looking at it?
Well, you can't blame them, because if you look at the status and the quality of life in America and in Louisiana, they certainly feel like they deserve something better. I feel like we're wasting resources and blood in Afghanistan, which we shouldn't be. We have people, soldiers and military people in Germany and Japan and Korea, in Iraq and in Afghanistan, costing billions of dollars a year. We need to quit policing the world. We can't do it. Afghanistan was a nation, as it is now, 1,000 years before there was an America. It'll be that way 1,000 years from now. And to continue involving ourselves in that sinkhole is just, in my opinion, unnecessary. Once we killed Osama bin Laden, we should have said, well, we came to do that, we did it, we're going home. And leave those people to their own devices. We're not going to, we're the fifth probably nation in modern times trying to conquer them, and it's not going to happen based upon the attitude of the people and the type of terrain that is there. It's just not possible.
Local politics. I want you to be honest with me. You're known as a straight shooter about what you think. Bobby Jindal, what's your opinion of him as governor and as a politician?
Well, certainly as a politician, you have to say he's good, because he was elected to Congress and he was elected as governor. Also, he's a good politician in that he has been able to do what he's been doing without any serious criticism. I suggest to you, if I had done what he has been doing, I would have been criticized unmercifully.
For instance?
for instance, leaving the state as often as he did, and leaving the state with the problems that we have, and allowing the state to get $1.5 billion in debt, which is a huge deficit hanging over our heads, and which is going to have to be paid for by our children and grandchildren unless we address the problem. And the other thing is, I think that his administration has seriously damaged education in Louisiana at all levels.
How so?
Well, by cutting unnecessarily and by not making provisions for maintaining the status of the colleges, and by shifting the burden in part to the students who have to now pay increased tuition, and by not addressing teacher needs. I think, I don't know, I have run into a number of teachers since I got here, and civil servants, and they all feel like they have been abandoned and have no one caring for them.
Now, people would say you guys are on different ends of an ideological spectrum. No one would consider you.
I hope so.
No one would consider you a far left guy. Your politics when you were here were fairly moderate, socially and fiscally. It was a different world. We have so many labels for everything now. But Governor Jindal would be considered a strict social conservative. People consider him a fiscal conservative, so y'all would not agree. Is there anything that he's doing now that you look at and you say, I would have done it the same way?
Well, you can't say that a person who puts a state in debt $1.5 billion is a fiscal conservative. I mean, he inherited a state that had a surplus, and now it's $1.5 billion in unpaid bills. That's certainly not a fiscal conservative. Certainly not my definition of it. Certainly, he has, I think his wife in particular has done a great job in providing learning aids
Sure.
For kids in high school, and I think she deserves a lot of credit for that.
You know, some of the races that you have run, I want to talk about the race against David Duke, which could have been an embarrassment. It was a little bit of an embarrassment, the fact that it was going on, but could have been a whole lot worse than it was. Talk about that time.
Well, it's one of the things that I take great pride in, that I kept him from becoming the governor of the state. And I know that a lot of people held their noses and went and voted for me because they just couldn't think about having David Duke governor of Louisiana. On the other hand, he appealed at that time to racial prejudices, and there was a lot of antagonism towards the federal government, and even white people who supported his racial views voted for him more because they were angry at the federal government, and he was able to capitalize on that very well.